Hi. Welcome to the My Reader Minutes. You're new here. Thank you for stopping by. To all my new subscribers, thank you for joining me on my journey. I'm not going to be long tonight because messing with a short window. I had some technical difficulties a little earlier, so it's kind of bit into the time that I did have to come to you, and I'll probably come back. But I only wanted to really come here to talk about Real Housewives of Potomac. Not in any particular order, but I was going to do the recap. Long story short, they pick up where they left off last week at the event for Giselle. The girls get there 2 to 3 minutes too late, or later than what they agreed with Ashley, and Giselle wasn't having it, and she put them out. Now, you will not find me say this any other time, but I have to agree with Giselle. She wasn't wrong on how she felt. She was wrong on who the anger was directed to because the girls were really trying to support both parties. However, the girls also RSVP'd Giselle first, saying they were coming to her event. Of course, Karen was a little underhanded, sent a text out that morning, the day of the event. Now, both knew that their events were on the same day, but I think Karen thought that her event was earlier. At least that's what she made believe. And come to find out it was around the same time. So Giselle's event started at 6 p.m. as well. So the girls opted to go to Karen's because Karen said that she had a shuttle or or something, a car service or something to pick them up to bring them to her event. I don't know what that was about, but that was kind of so I agree with Giselle and I understand why she felt the way she did. Again, misdirected anger as far as I'm concerned. But the girls were very upset, highly upset because they had really called themselves mapping out the timing and came across the DC crowd in the rain. DC traffic is a bear on a good day, on a sunny day, let alone it being raining. And they made it there at 8:02, 8:03 or something like that. Anyway, they were booking it and they were so proud of themselves that they had made it within record time. And when they get in there, Giselle says, no, 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 no. She calls over her security guard and tells him to escort them out. And they were like, well, we're here. We're not late. It was like 8:02, whatever. And Giselle said, I don't care. Go, go, go. Her feelings were hurt. And I get that. And I don't side with Giselle ever. It might happen once in a blue moon, but this time I believe it. Yeah. She was not feeling them. She was not feeling them regarding this one. So I have to agree with Giselle on this one. Get out. But at the same token, don't expect them to donate to your cause after you put them out. Anyway, she sends Ashley out there with the Q&R code so they can donate money towards her charity. I think it has something to do with cancer, brain tumors, or something like that. Anyway, whatever her father passed away from, that's what she wanted to kind of, start raising funds for that cause. Okay. Anyway, the girls are upset. They leave out. They're like, and I was just waiting for Stacy's like, well, I've been thrown out of better places. I mean, that's how she was kind of acting when she was leaving out. But she said, I am so embarrassed. I mean, I was like, girl, Stacy, go ahead. Go ahead. But anyway, so the next scene, oh, well, I don't talk really about, Ashley going out being a flunky for Giselle because that's what I see Ashley as, understandably, because, well, I don't know. Ashley kind of plays the fence too. So at the same token, she goes out. She tells the girls to come at 8 o'clock. And then as soon as Giselle says, no, leave, then Ashley says, no, y'all are late. It's 8:03 or 8:04. I'm like, Ashley, you the one told them to come at 8 o'clock. She told Giselle that she told him to come at 8 o'clock, but it wasn't good enough for Giselle. Anyway, so she goes out, and I think her and Jazzy get into it when she tries to get in the Sprinter, and Jazzy kind of like pushes the button so the door will close, and it kind of bumps Ashley on her arm or whatever. And she was like, "Dad, girl, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "You're not coming in the Sprinter. We don't want that in here. You take that. Take." She was like, "Y'all want to donate money?" And they were like, "Y'all, you got a nerve. They're gonna put us out and think we're gonna donate anything." I know that she did not think they were gonna donate. She was being funny though. I knew she knew that they weren't gonna donate. But so yeah, Mia was in there talking about, I'm done with Giselle. Her Willy Wonka furniture. I'm not even gonna help her decorate her house and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, did she ask you to help her decorate her house? Because I don't remember a conversation that we were privy to. Like, why does she need help? I mean, she has her own. Clearly, she has her own style. So there's that. Anywho, so the next scene is that they're at Stacy's house, and I think she has the house to herself, so she took the opportunity to invite the girls over because they wanted to talk about the fiasco that happened, them getting put out. Jazzy was the first to arrive, and they start talking about, why did Giselle even have? I was trying to read something on my computer. She's like, why did Giselle even have security? Like, do we need security in this? Being a part of this? And Jazzy's like, I don't think so. She just doesn't know that Giselle is a bit dramatic, first and foremost. She is dramatic. But as they were talking, the bell rings and it's Ashley. And as soon as Jazzy sees it, it's Ashley. She's like, and rolls her eyes. I thought her eyes were going to get stuck. But she rolls her eyes. Ashley comes in, says hi. She says hi or whatever. And Jazzy, says, I just want, I want to apologize for closing the door on you, even though you weren't invited in my Sprinter. But she was like, yeah. And I'm a little sore today too. She said, no, you're not. She said, because I reenacted it and it closes quite softly. She said, well, you didn't know that when you hit the door button. So they were going back and forth, and they were talking about how they felt about being put out and how they're not dealing with Giselle until Giselle brings them up an apology. So while they're talking, Karen comes to the door. Karen comes in, and they're going back and forth about what happened. And Karen's like, what the F is going on? So Ashley addresses Karen and wants to know why she would do that, why she would send a text to everyone in the group chat talking about her event, knowing that G&A had gotten everybody's RSVP. Why would you do that? So Karen, I don't know. What did she say? I don't know how they said it. They were going back and forth about how Karen doesn't answer any questions. And she said she answered all the questions at her attitude. What did she call that? Interrogation party? I don't know what she called it. But anyway, she felt like Karen was deflecting, just like she was deflecting at the party, wouldn't talk about her case. Karen said, I can't talk about it because it's still in the courts type thing. Just like you couldn't talk about Michael when he was pinching on everybody's butt in season 1, 2, and 3. And her thing was, and then I think Karen said, well, this is a situation where I could have died. And Ashley said, yes, or someone else could have. And so it went from there. She was like, and then I don't know, she did deflect because then she started talking about Ashley's bunions or something. She was like, you and that little human on the side of your foot or something like that. And she said, you talking about my bunions? And then she gonna lift her foot up and put it on Stacy's counter in her kitchen. Ashley, who raised you? Like, why would you put your dirty shoe? First of all, Stacy should have made you take your shoes off when she came in the house because she did ask at the door, you want me to take my shoes off or whatever? She was like, no. But she should have made you take them off if she thought that you was going to put your damn shoes on the fucking counter. Excuse me. Didn't mean to cuss. It was after 11 minutes I can cuss. But come on. That was awful. So the girls were saying, we're done with Giselle. Unless she's ready to apologize, we're not dealing with her or whatever. And so Ashley said, well, okay, Giselle really doesn't, thinking to herself, Giselle really doesn't apologize. But yeah, she probably should apologize. That's what she says to the girls. I'm thinking to myself, Ashley, whose side are you on? She just flip flops. Like, pick a side. Pick a side. So the next thing, let me see. No, so the next scene was Wendy and Wendy's mom, and Wendy's mom was coming over to cook. She seems to think that Wendy doesn't really know how to cook. Maybe she doesn't know how to cook African dishes or Nigerian dishes. I won't say African dishes, Nigerian dishes. But Wendy, I think, probably cooks more Americanized cuisine. But anyway, she was funny because she was saying for her 40th birthday party, she was going to invite Eddie's mom. And her mom turns around, looks at her, and she says, do it. Do it. I just want peace. Like Wendy's mom. Anyway, so she is sitting there. They're talking about how, I guess for the longest kind of time, Eddie's mom and Wendy's mom were friends, and they didn't become, I guess, or grew apart until their children decided to make it a thing, make themselves an item, and then all of a sudden, they didn't want to be friends anymore. Somebody didn't want to be friends with the other. She said, but I saw her not too long ago, and I wanted to hug her, and she told me not to touch her. So she said, I told her, God will judge you. Or something to that effect. I think Wendy's mom is hilarious. Anyway, so next scene was Kiara and her mom. And Kiara's mom looks just as young as she do. I'm like, okay, Kiara's mom. Kiara looked just like her mother. And so she's asking about, the ring, where is this going? Type thing. Kiara talks about how when she cooks, he doesn't like, she was cooking him breakfast and cooking him eggs and pancakes or something. And she said, he really doesn't like my eggs and all this kind of stuff. And she said she didn't want to, talk about getting a ring because she doesn't want to be that thirsty ring girl. I don't know what that even means. Do you want a ring or don't you? It's like, you don't have to get married. I mean, that's not a necessity. Society has put these rules on us. Like, if you're not married, then there's something wrong with you or whatever. But there's nothing wrong with, if you don't want to be married, you don't have to be. I mean, I'm just not traditional, I guess. So let's see. So they talk about that. He comes downstairs, gets his plate, and goes back upstairs. But they are building a house. But the house isn't ready yet. And she did say something about her being the first woman that he had introduced his kids to since his divorce. They've been together for about 2 years. He has like 3 kids. Have they been together 2 years? I think he was divorced for 2 years. I don't know. I don't know. Anywho, so the next scene is Angel and Adora going to the prom, and Pastor Jamal Bryant comes in, and Giselle looks at him. She said, you Gucci down to the socks. And she's asking the girls about their curfew. And I don't know if it's a Angel that doesn't want to stay out late, and it's Adora. I get them mixed up. I don't know if are they identical? They might be identical. But anyway, Angel and Adora. One wants to party like a rock star. The other one not too social, so she wants to come home. I'm sure the one that didn't have a date wants to come home. Because only one had a date. And I forgot what his name was. Chad. I don't know. Anyway. So the next scene is Mia and Ink. She talks about how they had to get a staycation home for when he comes to town because Gordon always wants to trickle in. And show up because he's missing a coffee cup or he can't find something or whatever. Just so happens when Ink is there, he has to pop in periodically. So they had to go to a staycation home. So they take the kids, and then I think Jacqueline takes her kid. She shows up, and then her baby daddy, Patrick, comes also and then joins the activities. And they're in the kitchen, and then Jacqueline makes a statement about Ink asking her out on a date when Mia wasn't available. Now I wonder if Mia knew that before she put that in the confessional. Because if Mia heard that, I'm sure she's not feeling too good about it now. But anyway, and I'm like, so Jacqueline, what is wrong with y'all? Like, y'all are weird. Like, I would have kept that to myself because it's not like they went out on a date, but she had to put it out there that he asked her. Okay. And I think Jacqueline is pretty, but something wrong. Something's wrong up here. And then she says she calls Patrick her PP, parental parenting or something like that. And also because he has a big PP. Yeah. Anyway, they're weird. So, Stacy. Now I like Stacy. I think she has a beautiful personality. She seems authentic. It doesn't seem like she's phony. That's just how she is. She's like, you know. And she got real excited when her boyfriend or her friend, boyfriend, I don't know what they are. When he comes to meet her at the gym. And she's like, oh, like she's just ready to pounce on his bones. And he did everything but say, back up 15 feet. Because he was not like looking, he didn't hug her. He didn't do any of that. And she's like, oh, like she just wanted to just, touch him. And it was like part of her didn't want, he didn't want to be touched. It was like, it was a little awkward. And then he wants to talk about how her divorce is coming along. And he's using that as an excuse, as I guess, not to be too forward with her. I don't know. And she says, I really don't want to talk about that. That's not what she wanted to talk about. And he was like, she was like, how bad, from a scale of 1 to 10, how bad do you want to have, make whoopee to me? I have to put it in other words. And he was like, K. She's like, what is K? She said, K. He said, K meaning 0. Who gonna tell her, y'all? Who gonna tell her? Because when the trainer came, he had more love for the trainer than he did her. I mean, embraced him like that. Embraced him. When he came in to greet him and before he left. Who gonna tell her? Who gonna tell her? Cause I'm sorry, Stacy, but he might not be all that into you, baby girl. Just saying. Then she makes the comment about how he's had partners in the past, but he doesn't want to be with a woman until he's married. So were the partners men? Because why would you say partners like they weren't women? You know what I mean? That words matter. And I'm going to need her to clarify some things. Because right now, he looking a little suspect. And he may not be. My opinion. I'm entitled to it. So he's spotting her, helping her lift weights or whatever. She's trying to back up on him. And he's not feeling that because he's like making sure there's a space in between him and her. Yeah, I don't know, Stacy. He might not like you like that, girlfriend. I don't think he likes you like that. Anyway, so the next segment, Giselle says that, well, actually, when in the confessional, when they were talking to her about when I think during the confessionals, when they were airing her confessionals, when she was getting the kids ready for prom, she made a comment saying that she knows that she needs to apologize to the ladies, and the person that she really should be mad with is Karen, and they will hash that out. So this next segment is she goes to some restaurant and she orders, food for them, and she's invited everybody. Ashley somehow always arrives first when it comes to Giselle stuff. And they sit and talk about, I can't remember what they talked about now, but anywho, the girls come in. When they come in, Jazzy and what's her name? Stacy, they come in, sit down. I don't know if Kara's there or not. I can't remember, but Karen, I know Wendy was there. And Giselle apologized. She apologized before Wendy even got there. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this is a first. Giselle need that check. And HR had already told her, I'm gonna need you to get it together because we're trying to dismiss, okay? We're trying to dismiss this colorism thing that people think that this show has. And you're gonna have to get along with Wendy. I don't care what you gotta do, but you're gonna have to get along with her. I don't care if you fake it. And I think that's what she's doing. That's just my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. So she apologized to the ladies. They accept her apology. Wendy comes in, says, hey, everybody, woo, woo, woo. And then they're, catching her up. And she says, Giselle apologized. And then in her confession, she's like, I don't know who this lady is, but what did y'all do with Giselle? Because that ain't her. So Wendy announces that she's going to celebrate her 40th birthday because they're going to North Carolina. Mia again. Didn't Mia take her to Miami? Because that was a disaster trip. But anyway, she's taking them to North Carolina. Some campground looks like. I don't know. And that's where she's going to celebrate her 40th birthday. And so I guess as they were riding down, they get into different cars. Just so happened Giselle gets in the car with Wendy. They're having conversation. And in her confessional, she was like, you know what? I'm really enjoying Wendy. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Tell it to somebody else. I don't believe it. But it's no reason why she shouldn't enjoy Wendy. Wendy, I don't think has ever really done anything to her, but I just don't believe it. But time will tell, because if it's you can't keep it up. So we'll find out how this season progresses. And then I can't remember anything else. I know Mia was in the car talking to Karen, and Karen kept saying she couldn't talk about nothing. And Mia says, Karen, it's on the internet. What do you mean you can't talk about nothing? She said, well, read it on the internet. She said, read. You can read it. Because her thing was, I'm not saying anything to incriminate myself. And I get that too. And then I think I just heard recently that I think she wanted it thrown out, but the courts have denied it. That's not on the show, but I think I saw that in the blog somewhere. So, poor Karen. Anywho, and I'm assuming that they're still filming. They might be still filming because they haven't done anything with the reunion yet. So they might be still filming. So they might capture that later on in the season that they denied her, want to throw it out. But anyway, leave a message, leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already done so. I know I left a lot out. Again, I was going by sheer memory, and I only watched it once. I should have took notes, but I didn't. But I will get better next time. Everyone be blessed. Peace.